I can't believe it.
Even though the Marvel Cinematic Universe has been pretty cautious about diving into horror, Marvel Comics has always been into the creepy and weird. Recently, Marvel has been focusing more on its supernatural characters, creating a new wave of paranormal villains that totally outshine the old-school movie monsters. With Deadpool and Wolverine breaking ground as Marvel's first R-rated movie in the MCU, there are tons of fresh opportunities that Marvel Studios might not have explored before. Sure, Marvel's played around with the supernatural a bit with the Werewolf by Night special on Disney+, but they haven't fully tapped into the horror potential from the comics. Now that Deadpool and Wolverine has raked in over $1.2 billion worldwide, it's clear there's a big market for R-rated comic book flicks. So, let's check out which Marvel monsters might be perfect for the next R-rated film. Let's kick things off with Exhaust, the blackened smog of the Ghost Rider's past. This guy, with his twisted flesh and boundless rage, is on a relentless hunt for the Ghost Rider. After a lifetime of torment and feasting on the wicked sins, Johnny Blaze is starting to feel the strain. When the Rider's energy is spent, only Exhaust remains. First introduced in Ghost Rider number 7 by Benjamin Percy and Corey Smith, Exhaust is a parasitic demon that's been embedded into Johnny Blaze's soul to drive a wedge between him and the Rider. Exhaust is this gnarly fusion of Johnny Blaze, the Ghost Rider, and their fiery hell cycle, all wrapped up in a cloud of smog and ash. He spews a thick, nasty haze into his victims' mouths, causing nasty demons to erupt from their bodies. Exhaust is the kind of demon that's always lurking just out of sight, with a suffocating presence you can never truly escape. We might see him in an MCU Ghost Rider movie or even in the upcoming Blade film, which, despite its announced release date of November 7, 2025, is still tangled in production issues. Who knows if it'll actually happen? Next up is the Immortal Hulk, a blood-curdling masterpiece of body horror. In this run by writer Al Ewing and artist Joe Bennett, the Hulk transforms under the full influence of the One Below All. This series takes Bruce Banner and his various alters through a gruesome exploration of immortality and the cosmic forces behind it. Ewing gives the Hulk a deeply emotional and serious take, but the real horror comes from Bennett's gut-wrenching artwork. Bennett's depiction of gamma-powered mutations is like a Cronenbergian nightmare, with flesh warping, bones breaking, and insides spilling out in a grotesque display. This visual horror sets the stage for the deeper, more terrifying force that connects all gamma-irradiated beings. Under each Hulk's power is the One Below All, a cosmic embodiment of entropy and destruction, aiming to create an unstoppable monster that could tear the world apart. There are even rumors that we might see this terrifying force in the upcoming World War Hulk movie. Now meet the Red Goblin, a nightmarish mix of Green Goblin and Carnage, and totally off his rocker. Norman Osborn, already twisted, takes his insanity up a notch when he merges with a fragment of the Carnage symbiote. Injecting himself with this dark concoction turns him into the Red Goblin, a maniac driven by the chaotic alien Null. While the Green Goblin was already a character lost in his own cruelty, adding the bloodthirsty edge of Carnage makes the Red Goblin a supernatural killer obsessed with summoning his dark god. As Norman's sanity unravels, he starts to believe he's Cletus Cassidy. The Red Goblin becomes a vessel for spreading Null's influence before the gods return. We might see this chaotic figure in a Marvel-Sony crossover movie, like the long-rumored Sinister Six film. Sony has been trying to get this project off the ground for years, though details are still up in the air. As Sony builds its Spider-Man universe, which features villains like Venom and Morbius, the Sinister Six lineup has been shifting. Although the studio has attempted to develop a Sinister Six film in the past, those plans were put on hold when the Spider-Man franchise was rebooted and integrated into the MCU. A new version of the Sinister Six is rumored to be in the works, but specifics are still elusive. The next manic character on the list is Frozen Charlotte, a creepy new addition to Marvel's monster roster. This character, with a design reminiscent of the Castlevania anime on Netflix, makes her debut in The Incredible Hulk Nurse Your 10 by Philip Kennedy Johnson and Danny Earls. Frozen Charlotte, also known as Nephili to her demonic kin, hails from the Nephilim, a demon race descended from Lilith, the mother of demons. She's married to Satan, and after Satan's failed revolt against heaven, Charlotte was exiled and bound to earth. For millennia, she's been hunted by both angels and demons for her betrayal and her support of Satan's rebellion. During her exile, Charlotte developed a disturbing obsession with humans, particularly children. She appears as a decaying wraith with delicate angelic wings, but her real horror comes from her twisted desire to become the Queen of Angels. Charlotte wants to collect and protect the souls of innocent children, keeping them safe from both heaven and hell, to fulfill her fantasy of divine royalty. While it's unclear where Frozen Charlotte might fit into the Marvel universe, she definitely has the makings of an R-rated villain. With her dark, child-centric obsession, she'd make for a chilling addition to any film, though I'm not sure she'd be the best babysitter. Leaving the babysitter behind, let's talk about Chthon, one of Earth's elder gods and the original master of black magic. Since his debut in Avengers number 186 by David Michelinie, Mark Gruenwald, Stephen Grant, and John Byrne, Chthon has been a major player in some of Marvel's darkest supernatural events. His corruptive influence is tied to his infamous grimoire, the Darkhold, which has given rise to many of Earth's oldest monsters, like vampires, werewolves, and zombies. Chthon's greatest creation was a young girl gifted with chaos magic, intended to be his earthly vessel. That girl grew up to become the Scarlet Witch, a major thorn in Chthon's side. While Chthon sustains himself on the flesh of his fellow gods, he remains imprisoned beneath Wundagore Mountain, waiting for his true Herald of Chaos to free him and unleash his monstrous power. We might catch a glimpse of Chthon in a future MCU project, perhaps in a Scarlet Witch movie, or even in a second season of Agatha All Along. His presence would definitely add a dark twist to the Marvel Universe. Finally, we've got a truly eerie trio in the form of the three mothers and their bizarre ward, the Peregrine Child. These creepy characters were introduced in The Death of Doctor Strange number 2 by Jed MacKay and Lee Garbett. The three mothers are mage-hunting heralds from beyond our universe, on a quest to find powerful magical beings to feed to the Peregrine Child, an extra-dimensional entity. The three mothers consist of the Word, an alien priestess, the Crown, a warrior queen, and the Crawling, a grotesque mound of worms with a porcelain mask. Each one of them brings a spine-chilling presence to the page, and is shown they can outmatch even the combined strength of the Avengers and X-Men. However, their Eldritch Ward, the Peregrine Child, is something far beyond their level. Not much is known about the Peregrine Child, but Doctor Strange suspects it's an avatar for a being from beyond the Marvel Universe's existence. This force of destruction is thought to be an incomprehensible creature from a realm beyond corporeal life. With such a mysterious and menacing presence, the Peregrine Child could be a fascinating addition to the MCU in a future project. The three mothers and the Peregrine Child would fit right in with the mystical and dark elements of Doctor Strange 3. Given the post-credits scene from Multiverse of Madness, which hinted at further cosmic and mystical threats, these characters could easily step into the spotlight. Their introduction would align well with the expanding universe of magic and otherworldly forces in the MCU, providing a fresh and terrifying challenge for Doctor Strange. Plus, their ominous presence and the Peregrine Child's mysterious nature would make for some truly gripping and high-stakes storytelling. Keep an eye out for these creepy characters making their debut in future MCU projects. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below.